Now gather round, my dear friends and loved ones, because Father Christmas has quite a tale to tell tonight. And oh, what a beautiful evening it is, warm with love, sparkling with joy, and wrapped gently with memories. This is the story of John and Rhoann. But more than that, this is the story of the families, the people, and the little moments, some loud, some quiet, that shaped the wonderful souls we celebrate today. So sit back, relax, open your hearts, and let us drift back in time, far, far before this day was even a dream. Let's begin, not with the couple, but with a man, who holds a special place in this celebration. The year was 1959. Exactly 66 years ago, on this very date, December 16th, someone very dear to us was born. Robert, the bride's father, a man whose presence is felt strongly today, even as he watches from a place of peace and eternal warmth. He may not be here physically to walk his daughter down the aisle, or to dance with her for the first time as a bride. But let me tell you this, he is happier than anyone to see his only princess loved, cherished, and finally entrusted to a good and gentle man. A father's love never leaves, and the title of first man she ever loved, that, my dear friends, is something no time or distance could ever erase. And now, in honor of the life Robert lived, and the love he gave, let us take a moment. We will play something very special for him. Please keep your hearts open, your memories warm, and I shall return once more to continue the tale of this extraordinary love. What a beautiful life he had, and who would have thought, almost as if heaven wrote the script itself, that on this very birthday of her papa would also be the very anniversary of their wedding day, their new family's own beginning. But before we stand here in celebration, life had a way of weaving threads, connecting paths, and turning corners that eventually led John and Rhoann right into each other's arms. So, since we now know that December 16 is not just some random date chosen on a whim, let us rewind to the year 1994. On December 18th, 1994, a boy named John Dennis was born, 2 days after Papa Robert's birthday. Imagine that. He arrived into a world full of love, welcomed warmly by his mother Mayeth, Father Ollie, and his Kuya Kokoi, completing their happy family of 4. Now most people know him today as John, but those closest, family, childhood friends, still call him Dennis, the name he grew up with. He shifted to John later on when work life came knocking, but that's part of the story we'll get to soon. Growing up with an older brother meant one thing: chaos, laughter, noise, and a bond stronger than steel. Those 2 boys, oh what a pair! Partners in crime, partners in nonsense, partners in everything. 1 minute, they'd be shouting, wrestling, arguing over who gets the bigger piece of fried chicken. And the next minute, they'd be laughing like nothing happened. Classic brothers indeed. John was a jolly kid, not exactly the sporty type, but very observant, curious. He loved figuring out how things worked, had a head for numbers. And my, oh my, was he more terrified of his teachers than of his parents. John studied all his life in Laguna, excelled in school, and eventually he pursued civil engineering, believing, as many young dreamers do, that it would make him rich instantly. Spoiler alert, not immediately, but it brought him something better. After graduation, he built projects nationwide, buildings, sites, footprints here and there, but deep down, he found even more fulfillment working from home. Life slowed down, life opened up, and so he wandered. Solo travels here and there, cliff dives, free diving, a spontaneous trip to Batanes, and yes, jumping out of a plane, 10,000 feet above. Siquijor on his 29th birthday. He loved the thrill, the freedom, the discovery. He thought traveling alone was fulfilling, and it was. But later he'd learn just how magical traveling becomes when shared with someone special. Time for that special someone. Now, let's turn the page and travel to July 1st, 1996. On that day, a baby girl named Rhoann entered this world, welcomed lovingly by her mother Anna and her father Robert. Soon her younger brother, Brian, joined the family, completing their tight-knit household. Growing up, little Rhoann was surrounded by so many relatives. Grandparents, titas, titos, cousins, an entire village of love. Her childhood was filled with chatter, laughter, spontaneous gatherings, and celebrations that painted her life with joy. She and Brian went to the same school, and being the sister she was, responsible, caring, she often guided him, watched over him, and looked out for him. Her core memories: temple visits with her family, helping her mama with her carinderia, moments filled with faith, family, and service. A papa's girl at heart, compassionate and gentle, she nurtured friendships at church. These were the friends she grew up with, served with, prayed with, laughed with, and they witnessed her bloom into the woman she is today. She excelled in school, made her parents proud when she passed the medical technologist board exam on her first try, then made them even prouder when she served a full-time mission in Bacolod. There, she lived far from home, dedicating her time to service and faith, and upon returning, she continued her calling, practicing her profession in a respected medical institution. Now, who would have thought that an engineer somewhere out there was destined for a medical technologist? Life's puzzle pieces sometimes look strange at first, but eventually everything fits perfectly. And so, sometime in August 2023, in the halls of St. Luke's Medical Center, destiny finally nudged these two souls together. A chance meeting, a simple moment, yet something about it felt natural, easy, familiar. And from that day on, they became inseparable. Hundreds of dates, new experiences, travel after travel, just as John had always dreamed of. The universe or destiny, call it what you will. But clearly someone up there was orchestrating everything. Their families? So many similarities. Both families of 4. Both share birth months left and right. Tatai Ollie and Mama Anna both celebrates on March. Nane Mayeth and Brian shares October birthdays. Kuya Kokoi and Rhoann have their birthdays on July. Talk about Papa Robert and John, both are December celebrants. Both passed their board exams in 2016 on their first try. Both had Palawan trips with newborn nieces, and both discovered endless coincidences that made everything feel meant to be. Even more heartwarming, Heavenly Father made sure John met his soon-to-be father-in-law, even if only for a short while. Just enough time for a real, heartfelt conversation about the future of his beloved daughter. As boyfriend and girlfriend, John and Rhoann's love was built on shared adventures. From detailed itineraries to matching outfits. From expense breakdowns to creative shoots. They were a team, a perfect pair. John didn't mind revisiting places he'd already been to, because this time he wanted to show them to someone who made everything feel new again. Their first anniversary, celebrated atop the tallest building in the Philippines, followed by exploring the observatory in Taiwan, collecting memories, capturing moments, building milestones. And then, yes, the moment that made everyone here shed a tear or two. Batanes, the northernmost jewel of the Philippines. On her birthday, John knelt before the wind, the ocean, the cliffs, and before the woman he loved, and asked her the question that changed everything. Let's relive that beautiful moment, shall we?
You're a picture, and every piece seems to fall into place. You're the moment when I know that I will never be the same. And every word that I could find in the corners of my mind will never be enough to let you know. This love is the best thing I have found. Like a garden bursting through the ground. Every hope brought to life. Every day I realize this love is the best thing I have found. You're the best thing I have found. We're in
Love you, Dad.
I love you. Thank you. I love you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You know what? Ano sabi ko kay Mama? Na. No!
Napapunta tayo dito.
Oo nga, nagpaalam nga ako. And alam mo bakit hindi ko sinabasa yung letter? Kasi it had the... this. I had this the whole time. And I'm asking you. Rhoann, basa. My love, I've been here last 2023 and I said that I left my heart here in Batanes. I want you to take it back home. Will you marry me? You were there. Sure? Sure.
We're an ocean, a gentle power that could never be contained.
And now, this day. And so, after months of preparations, after all the planning, the choices, the excitement, we finally stand here today. Today, we celebrate love. Today, we honor the past, cherish the present, and welcome the future. Not just the future of John and Rhoann, but the future of both families, now united as one. This marks the beginning of their life as husband and wife. A new chapter, their grandest adventure yet. What's next for these two? Knowing them, it will be full of love, full of laughter, full of growth, and full of moments worth telling again and again. I cannot wait to watch it all unfold. To John and Rhoann, merry marriage, my dear ones. Your story is only just beginning.